Stupid!
That's a crime. That's interesting. Huh.
I'm not happy.
Dr. Pepper!
Hi there, I'm Audie.
I'm Danny.
I'm Elise.
And welcome to
Breakfast
Breakfast with
Bimbos.
Bimbos! Oh, why do I kind of love that? Well, welcome to part 2, because this episode is long as fuck.
Yeah.
So we're getting right into it. 1976 murders. Well, the year.
whole-
It's not. He didn't kill almost 2,000 people.
He probably did.
Who knows? You never know.
Poughkeepsie
We're
tapes.
Not the Poughkeepsie tapes.
once again, this is part 2 of the last one, so we're still on the John Wayne Gacy case.
Yeah. So if you're trying to skip that, have fun. Bye bye. See you next time.
Good luck trying to figure everything out.
Sorry.
So 1 month after his divorce was finalized, Gacy abducted and murdered 18-year-old Darrell Sampson. Darrell was last seen alive in Chicago on October 6 of 1976. Gacy buried him underneath his dining room.
That's gross.
Yeah,
Where you eat?
Underwear you eat.
Underwear.
that's what I thought you said. Underwear you eat. Which is so fucked up because oh god, guys. Okay,
'cause he
anyway.
did that. Anyways,
Yeah, okay. So May 14th, 15-year-old Randall Raffett disappeared shortly after returning home from a dentist appointment. He got his teeth cleaned and then he died.
that's so sad.
Yeah.
Because I know that appointment was so expensive.
I know,
too.
yeah.
So hours after Randall was last seen by his family, 14-year-old Samuel Stapleton vanished as he walked home from his sister's apartment.
14.
14.
That was
Both
the lowest one, right?
15 and 14.
Jesus Christ.
Both him and Randall were close acquaintances. They were buried together in the crawl space, and investigators believe that these two were murdered in the same evening, which goes on record as the only time he killed 2 people in one day. Which makes me believe he specifically targeted them, or one of them knew and tried to follow. Something like that happened.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe because they're so young, he was like, I can take them both.
All I'm thinking about is the chances of one having to watch.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I hate that. Is this how I make you guys feel every week?
Yes!
Yes?
So
Or
sorry.
like knowing something's wrong and then going after your friend and then you walk in and you
It's
get caught
that,
too.
yeah.
On June 3rd, Gacy killed 17-year-old Michael Bonin, who disappeared while traveling from Chicago. So this was another one that he would have picked up from the Gray House bus station. Gacy strangled Bowen and buried him underneath his spare bedroom.
Wait, is his last name Bowen or Bonin?
Bowen. I accidentally wrote it 2 different ways, my apologies, but it's Bowen.
Okay, that's what I was like, who?
10 days later, Gacy murdered a 16-year-old named William Carroll and buried him in a common grave in the crawl space. So I think he was more like towards the middle. You can look up, there's full diagrams of exactly where each body was placed, which is fucking crazy. But he would basically bury one, add some dirt for a couple inches, bury another on top of it, add some dirt for a couple inches, and then bury someone else.
That's probably why the crawl space was so small.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true, because I believe there's some photos after they got a lot of the bodies out of a grown man, like, crouching in there, so there was enough room at that point.
Yeah.
They ended up searching under there, like, they went deep after finding the 33rd body. They kept going just to make sure. Even though Gacy was like, hey, there's not another one under there, they're like, fuck you, we're not believing that
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
I would have just tore the house down.
For real.
Is it still up?
No.
Okay.
Within the year that he was arrested, they burned the house down.
Okay, good.
Yeah, or demolished it, they didn't burn it.
Let it burn.
Ryan started the fire. So William Carroll seems to be the first of 4 victims known to be murdered between June 13th and August 6th of 1976. 3 victims were between the ages of 16 and 17, and one was an unidentified victim appearing to be in his early 20s. On August 5th, 16-year-old James Hackinson called his family, possibly from Gacy's house, and this was the last time he was ever heard of. James died from suffocation, and his body was buried in the crawl space beneath 17-year-old Rick Johnston, who was last seen alive on August 6th. Gacy is believed to have murdered 2 more unidentified men between August and October of 1976. On October 24th, Gacy abducted and killed teenage friends Kenneth Parker and Michael Marino, and the two were last seen in Chicago.
Sorry, you said Chicago, my brain went to the musical.
Fair.
Every time you said Chicago, I just want to bust out and like this.
Chicago! That should be our t-shirt at this point. We've referenced that so
Yeah.
often. I love it.
It's engraved in my little Gen Z brain.
Hell yeah. 2 days later, 19-year-old construction worker William Bundy disappeared after informing his family that he was going to attend a party. Bundy also died of suffocation. Gacy buried his body beneath his master bedroom. So something that's not really talked about is the placement of all these bodies. I wonder if he picked his favorites and placed them in certain areas.
That's what I'm also wondering.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why was this one under your bedroom? Were you just trying to find, like, an empty spot? Or did you decide this one was special?
Or is there a reason?
Between November and December of 1976, Gacy murdered 21-year-old Francis Alexander. He was last heard alive when he called his family sometime in November, but because he was older, he was not reported missing because his family believed that he had moved to California shortly after the phone call, so nobody knew anything was wrong. Alexander was buried beneath the room that Gacy used as his office.
How was he fitting everyone down there?
I don't know, man.
Like, how did he even get down there? He'd have to pull, like, the floorboards and everything
There
up.
was, you can look it up, there was a hole in a closet that, like, he pulled up, and you just go through this tiny square hole, and then you're underneath the house. That's how most crawl spaces are, where, like, one of the closets, the floor comes up for whatever reason. Because there's videos, they terrify me. There's videos on TikTok where, like, someone just sends their phone down, and they look around, and I'm like, why are you putting me down there? I'm like, take me out!
Oh
Well,
my
'cause-
god, it looks so tiny.
Well, and that's another reason why they think there was an accomplice, because how did that man fit there?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. So in December of 1976, 17-year-old Gregory Godzett disappeared. His girlfriend last saw him outside of her house. For less than 3 weeks, Godzett has been working for Gacy before he disappeared. He also informed his family that Gacy had him, quote, dig trenches of some kind in the crawl space that Gacy claimed was going to be used for drain tiles. So he was hiring some of his workers to go down there and do shit.
How did he get away with that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
He must have told them, I do believe actually when I was researching that he told them very specifically where to go and to not difference from exactly where he wanted it.
But that's so sketchy.
Yeah.
And they're kids!
Well,
How
but
are
that's
they
just
not
it.
curious?
But that's just it. It's kids. They're probably like, oh, well, I'm doing this special thing for my boss. Like, I don't want to fuck it up. And he
Yeah.
knows all of this shit. So maybe if I dig in this wrong spot, it's going to, like, fuck up the foundation. You know, they don't know any better.
Yeah.
Godzeck's car was later found abandoned, and his parents and older sister actually contacted Gacy about the disappearance. Gacy claimed that Godzeck has expressed a wish to run away from home, and he had also claimed to receive a message from him on his answering machine. Obviously, the family asked, like, can we listen to the message? And Gacy claims he deleted it.
Bullshit.
Bullshit, but also why the fuck would you do that?
Yeah.
So in 1977, this is now 1 full year of him killing, that we know of, January 20th, Gacy lures 19-year-old John Cizik to his house on the pretext of buying an old car. Gacy later confessed to strangling him in his spare bedroom, claiming that Rossi was asleep in the house. So remember, this is when he had the roommate. He was asleep in the house, and the next morning he sold Cizik's car to his roommate Rossi for $300. So 2 months later, on March 15th, 20-year-old John Prestige disappeared. He was last seen leaving a North Side restaurant, and he was buried in the crawl space above the body of Francis Alexander. Shortly before his disappearance, he had mentioned that he had obtained work from a local constructor, aka Gacy, which is what led even more people to start being like, hey, somebody fucking look at this guy and all of his missing workers, please. So Gacy murdered at least one additional unidentified teenager and buried him in the crawl space in the early spring or summer of 1977. On July 5th, Gacy killed 19-year-old Matthew Bowman. Bowman's mother last saw him on a suburban train station as he intended to travel to Harvard Heights for a court appointment.
Oh, he
What'd
missed
he
his
do?
court date.
Yeah, he did miss his court date. I don't know what he did.
But he died.
Yeah,
So he couldn't have made it.
I think that was the least of his worries. at
Yeah.
least. He's like being raped and tortured. I think that was the least.
Yeah.
The following month, Rossi, the roommate, was arrested for stealing gasoline
Oh.
while he was driving Cizik's car. So the gas station attendant was the one that actually noticed the license plate on the stolen car. So he said, "Hey, police, I found this car, by the way." And so police said, "All right, thanks, bud. We're going to follow him back to his house, aka Gacy's house." So they questioned Gacy and told him that, like, "Hey, this is a stolen car." And he's like, no, it's not stolen. Actually, Cizik sold this to me in February, and then he left town. They believed him.
Brother.
Are you joking?
Police
Brother.
didn't pursue the matter any further. The only thing they did was tell Cizik's mom, like, "Hey, by the way, he stole his car, but he's still missing." By the end of 1977, Gacy had murdered 6 more young men between the ages of 16 and 21. The first of these would be 18-year-old Robert Gilroy, who was the son of the Chicago police sergeant.
Oh, yikes.
He was last seen alive on September 15th. Gilroy only lived 4 blocks away from Gacy's home. He was also buried in the crawl space.
No one's talking about all these kids going missing.
Nope. It's the 70s. Everyone's dying. Everyone's being murdered. They just don't care, I guess. On September 12th, Gacy had flown to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to supervise a remodeling project and didn't return home to Chicago until September 16th. Because Gacy was in another state at the time that Gilroy was last seen, this is where the theory initially started that he probably had some form of accomplice. 10 days after Gilroy was last seen, a 19-year-old former U.S. Marine named John Mowery disappeared after leaving his mother's home. Gacy strangled Mowery and buried his body beneath the master bedroom. On October 17th, 21-year-old Russell Nielsen disappeared. He was last seen outside of a Chicago bar. Nelson had also began working for Gacy's construction business. Gacy murdered him and placed him beneath the guest bedroom. Less than 4 weeks later, Gacy murdered another 16-year-old named Robert Wench and buried him in the main area of the crawlspace. 20-year-old Tommy Bowling disappeared on November 18th after leaving another Chicago bar. On December 9th, 19-year-old U.S. Marine David Talsma disappeared after telling his mother that he wanted to go attend a rock concert in Hammond, Indiana.
I wonder who it was.
I know, right? Gacy strangled Talsma with a ligature and buried him in the crawl space close to where John Mowery was. On December 30th, Gacy abducted a 19-year-old college student named Robert Donnelly from a Chicago bus stop at gunpoint.
Ooh,
so
shit.
he's elevating. Or escalating. Not elevating.
I was just gonna let you have it.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So a lot of notes, guys. My brain doesn't work anymore. Gacy then drove him to his house, raped and tortured him, and repeatedly drowned him to the point of unconsciousness, and then made statements like, "Aren't we playing fun games tonight?"
Ew.
Donnelly was left alive.
Oh.
He later testified in trial against Gacy that he was in such pain and agony that he begged Gacy to kill him. And Gacy's response was, "I'm getting around to it."
He probably didn't kill him because he asked to be killed.
Maybe.
And he was like, oh, well, now that's eternal.
Several hours later, Gacy
Hey!
drove Donnelly back to his workplace and released him, warning him that if he complained to police, they wouldn't believe him. So this brings us now to 1978. We have 2 straight years of killings. No one has fucking found him. They have not looked into him. They have not fucking cared. Donnelly, as he should, reports the assault to the police, and they question Gacy on January 6th of 1978. Gacy admitted that they, quote, had sex as a sex slave, and it was a relationship with Donnelly, and everything was consensual, quoting that he didn't pay the kid or nothing.
And they let that slide?
The police believed him and filed no charges.
I'm questioning all of these people's morals.
Yep.
Like, the guys obviously have been convicted before.
Yep. The following month, Gacy killed 19-year-old William Kendred, who disappeared on February 16th. He had told his fiancée that he knew who Gacy was, and he was going to go to a bar and have some drinks with him. Unfortunately, that went too far. He somehow got back to Gacy's home and was killed, and this would be the final victim to be buried within the crawl space.
No.
Which means we're getting close to the end, guys. Of the murders.
After only 33 deaths.
Right now, we're at 28.
Oh my god.
So on March 24th, Gacy lured a 26-year-old Jeffrey Ringnall into his car. He chloroformed him, drove him to his house where his arms and head were restrained in that same medieval style, like, piece of wood with the 3 holes in it. Only this device was attached to the ceiling, and his feet were locked into another device.
Oh my
He was repeatedly raped and tortured with different instruments including lit candles and whips. He was repeatedly chloroformed, so he was unconscious for the majority of this assault. Gacy then dumped Ringnall in the Chicago Lincoln Park, unconscious but alive. Ringnall then managed to stagger to his girlfriend's apartment, where police were informed of the assault, but did not investigate Gacy.
Of fucking course not.
Unfortunately,
After so many people have been like, yeah, he's this and this and this, they still go,
But
Well-
there's still so many more people that are on his side saying he's innocent. He didn't do anything because, hey, I know him. He's a politician.
well, and unfortunately, because he was chloroformed, he didn't have a lot of memories of where he was or who he was with. So he recalled the side streets and the type of car that he was in, but not Gacy's home.
Damn.
Because of this, Ringnall and two friends staked out the Cumberland exit, which was the last thing that he remembered. And in April, Ringnall saw the same car, and him and his friends followed Gacy to his house.
Oh, shit.
Gacy was arrested on July 15th, and he faced trial for the assault and battery against Ringnall. So mid-1978, he's still, in trial or whatever, but he's not in jail. So he's still fucking killing people. But he has now run out of space in the crawl space for bodies. Gacy later confessed to the police that he had considered, stowing bodies in his attic, but he was afraid of, quote, the juices that would come down.
I mean, not to say I'm a serial killer or anything.
But, that's
yeah,
valid,
that
that's
makes
valid,
sense.
yeah.
That does make sense.
So this is when he started to dispose of his victims off the I-55 bridge into the Des Plaines River.
Oh, so he changed locations. Mm-hmm. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Well, and what's freaky, too, that we'll learn later, is that there was another serial killer at the time, literally called the I-55 serial killer, dumping bodies in the same spot.
Him. Oh, shit.
So I think that Gacy somehow knew about it and was like, I'm just going to add my bodies to his count.
What are the chances that they were in, a serial killer support group? They had,
Fucking
a
imagine.
GroupMe?
it's the accomplice.
Oh! I do have a theory, but it's later. I'm sorry. I'm sorry!
Always late.
Because it makes more sense later!
Fuck off.
I don't know where it is in the notes right now. So this is when Gacy stated that he had thrown a total of 5 bodies into the river during 1978. One of which he believed actually landed on the passing barge, because 4 bodies were only ever found.
Oh, shit.
The first victim found from the bridge was 20-year-old Tani Oruki. He was murdered in mid-June after leaving his apartment to purchase cigarettes. Shortly before disappearing, Aruki had told his roommate that he was offered a contracting job. This was the last we ever heard of him. On November 4th, Gacy killed a 19-year-old named Frank Landingen. He was last seen alive by his father walking along Foster Avenue. His naked body was found close to the inlet in the Des Plaines River by 2 duck hunters on November 12th.
Damn.
On November 24th, Thanksgiving, 20-year-old James Maraza disappeared after Thanksgiving dinner with his family. Maraza had informed his sisters the day before that he was working in construction with Gacy. He was last seen walking in the direction of Bughouse Square. All right, everyone take a deep breath.
Bughouse squares are crazy.
Right?
Yeah, it is.
We have one final murder to talk about. This is the murder that eventually got Gacy convicted.
Oh, that's good.
So that means it's going to be the worst one.
So this is the murder of Robert Price. On December 11th of 1978, Gacy visited the Nissan's pharmacy in Des Plaines to discuss remodeling the store with the owner. That is when he met 15-year-old part-time employee Robert Price, after he overheard Gacy mention that he often hired teenage boys at a starting rate of $5 an hour, which was almost double what he was earning at the pharmacy. Shortly after Gacy left, Robert's mother had arrived to the store to drive Robert home from work. He told her, hey, I'm gonna go talk to this guy about a job real quick. You wait here, I'll be back in a little bit.
And then he never showed back up.
He never came back.
Damn.
And the mom was like, my kid went to go talk to
Yep.
him, and now he's gone.
Yep.
At 9 p.m., he left the store to go to Gacy's house. Robert was murdered an hour later. Gacy later stated that at his house he gave Robert a soft drink, aka soda. I don't know why I got fancy there, guys.
Oh, soft.
Why is it called soft drink?
I
don't know.
It's fizzy.
But that
But
wouldn't
it's
be
the
soft.
opposite of soft.
You're so right.
I don't know.
Like, have you ever
Google it.
had a McDonald's Sprite?
That should be
Yeah.
roasting you.
It could be. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the way it comes out.
Why is it called a soft drink? Soft drinks are soft because they don't contain alcohol.
Oh! That makes so much more sense. I forgot they were originally mixers.
Wait, fucking crazy.
Crazy.
That makes so
Much sense. That's why we say hard alcohol.
Like, Mike's Hard? Jesus Christ.
Or like a hard seltzer.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to a regular seltzer.
I think my whole world has changed
Yeah.
now.
Oh, at work we have strawberry shortcake seltzers now.
Ooh.
I saw that.
Yeah. I haven't tried them because seltzer water scares me.
That's so
That's
fair.
fair.
It tastes like TV static.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Gacy later stated that he gave Robert his soda and that he asked Robert, was there anything you wouldn't do for the right price? Robert, being a 15-year-old child, said that he didn't mind working hard. Gacy stated that good money could be earned by hustling, although Robert was very dismissive of this. Gacy then duped Robert into the handcuffs, as he normally did, and then tried to claim that Robert consensually had sex with him and, like, didn't resist him taking off his pants or anything. Fuck you. That's just your fantasy.
Yeah.
As Robert was laying on the ground, dying, Gacy claims that he got a call from a business acquaintance and took the call.
That's bold.
With just a dead person behind him. Alright, we're done with the murders.
Yikes.
We're at the investigation now.
Okay.
So when Robert failed to return home, obviously his family immediately reports him missing.
That was a sigh of grief and not relief.
Yeah.
As it should be. As it should be. So the drugstore owner is then investigated and tells the police, hey, well, Gacy's the contractor, so that's probably who Robert was talking about and left with.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Joseph Konzak, whose son attended the same high school as Robert, so this was like close to home for them,
Yeah.
investigated Gacy further and finally did the shit that we have been screaming for somebody to do for years. He looked at Gacy and said, this shit's weird, let's look into it.
Thank God.
So this is when he decides on his own accord to check Gacy's criminal background and realizes that he has outstanding battery charges in Chicago and has been present in Iowa for the sodomy of a 15-year-old boy.
Because cops can see that information.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
it's locked.
Exactly. And no one had
Okay.
ever looked at his files before because they just believed he was a good guy. So the lieutenant and 2 other police officers visit Gacy's home that following evening. So Gacy tries to tell the police, like, hey, no, it was nothing like that. You know, I went back to the pharmacy because I left behind some materials, and the kid was there, but, like, I didn't do anything. So,
Bullshit.
and here's the thing, he always claims, like, no, I saw them, but, like, I don't know what happened.
Part of me thinks he has, like, DID. Stop it!
Stop! Audie, you can't
For the
do
people who
this!
can't see, Audie made another face.
I don't know what to do when y'all say that, because I'm like, foreshadowing.
Oh.
So Gacy later admitted that he never offered him a job. He adamantly denies this. He only returned to the pharmacy after 8 p.m. because he left his appointment book there. Gacy then promises to come to the station, but he's gonna come later that evening because his uncle just died. He does not have an uncle.
Okay, it's okay.
And when questioned, like, hey, how soon could you come by the police station? He responds that you guys are very rude and have no respect for the dead.
You cannot be saying shit, sir.
Mr. Murderer?
At 3:20 a.m., Gacy arrives at the police station, covered in mud, claiming he had been involved in a car accident. So your uncle died and you get in a car wreck on the same fucking day?
He's stupid.
That's
This man,
suspicious.
dumb. He know he been caught. He just trying to get out.
He's just trying to prolong it.
In his interview, he denies having any involvement with Roberts, claims that he did not offer him a job, that he was just working there the same day as him.
Because he was so used to getting these kids without their parents around.
Yep.
That as soon as one person was around, he got caught.
Yep. So Gacy reiterates, like, hey, I was just there to get my appointment book. And they were like, okay, how did you realize you left your book there? And he says, oh, the owner called me and told me I left it there.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. They asked the owner, and he says, I never called him. So at the request of the detectives, Gacy prepares a written statement detailing all of his movements the day of Robert's disappearance. And suspecting that maybe Roberts is being held captive in his home, because, you know, they're optimistic. They don't know that he's dead.
Yeah.
So 2 days later, they get a search warrant.
A search warrant?
2 days later, they get a search warrant. I can say words.
I can't.
This search revealed several suspicious items inside of Gacy's home, including police badges, a pistol, a syringe, a hypodermic needle, handcuffs, books about homosexuality, pornographic films, dildos, 2x4s with holes in them, bottles of Valium, several driver's licenses that did not belong to Gacy, a blue hooded parka, and underwear too small to fit him.
Did any of the IDs match the victims?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just didn't know at the time because these were victims that he had picked up from Greyhound Station.
Yeah.
So these are people that are missing in other states. So these cops have no idea they're missing.
No idea. Oh
He
my
probably
God.
kept the IDs as like a souvenir.
Yeah.
So they also recovered a class ring in one of his nightstand drawers that had the initials JAS on it. Clearly not
Not his.
Gacy's. So then they find a pharmacy receipt from the same pharmacy that Robert was taken from in the trash can, along with a 36-inch section of nylon rope.
Oh shit. Just in the trash can?
Yep, in the kitchen. And they discover all of this. Like, they have a warrant, but they're also, like, distracting him so that they
Yeah.
can pull shit without him realizing it. So the police confiscate Gacy's car and other work vehicles to make sure that he can't flee town. And they set up surveillance teams to monitor him basically all the time. And Gacy decides that this is when he's going to just start fucking around with the officers.
Oh my God.
During all of this is when they also learn that all of these employees that have gone missing are all associated with Gacy in some form of way. So they're getting calls from Michael Rossi, who's the guy that lived with Gacy, like, hey, Gregory Godset has disappeared, Charles Hulta has disappeared, like, all of these people that worked for him are just gone. You need to look into this too.
I'm glad that he stuck up.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, this is like actually getting dangerous now.
So on December 15th, the investigators obtained further details of Gacy's battery charges, learning that Jeffrey Ringnall had reported that he had lured him into the car, chloroformed, raped him, tortured him, all of that. They're now realizing that, like, oh, you have this case that's still open too.
Yeah.
They also interviewed Carol, his ex-wife.
Ooh.
And this is how they learned of the disappearance of John Betkovich, which is the same initials that were on the class ring. They also interviewed John Allen's mother, which revealed that several items from her son's apartment had been taken, including a missing TV that matched the type of TV in Gacy's bedroom.
Oh, fuck.
On December 16th, Gacy became, quote, overwhelmed with the surveillance detectives and started regularly inviting them in to join him at restaurants, occasionally for drinks at the bar, or even inside his home to use his bathroom.
That's so creepy.
And once again, he's just like, I didn't fucking do this. You're only doing this because I'm a politician. And because I smoke weed.
What?
What? He randomly is just like, yeah, I'm a stoner. Like, that's the only reason you're mad at me.
Was he fucked up when he said it?
I mean, it's the 70s, probably.
Oh, I forgot it was the 70s.
Yep.
And knowing that these officers had to tread very lightly, so they're unlikely to arrest him over something tiny. Like, they want something big. So he starts, like, breaking tiny traffic laws to the point that he ends up in, like, a low-speed chase and just, like, loses the police for a little bit. And they don't arrest him.
This man.
In what car? They took everything.
That's a great question. I think they just took his work cars, actually. Maybe he still had his car.
Which seems worse.
But I thought they took them all so he wouldn't flee town.
Yeah, maybe he got one back at one point. I don't know.
Or maybe he stole one.
True.
Well, that's
Most
grand
likely.
theft, so.
Well, I think that's the least of his
honestly.
titles at this point.
Mr. Murderer.
Even one of the officers claimed that at some point, like, this is how ballsy Gacy was getting. He handed the officer a watch and was like, hey, you probably need a new one because you're following me all the time and, like, you need to tell time. Also, this is from a dead person. As if he's joking.
You're making your case so much worse. And the thing is they probably didn't even fucking believe him.
Yep. So investigators conduct a formal interview on Rossi on December 17th. This is when they inform him that Gacy had sold him Cesnick's vehicle, the stolen one. So I think that they were investigating him for this vehicle while Gacy was being investigated, and it all just, like, came out at once.
Yeah.
Oh.
That would make sense.
Oh, it is grand theft. He stole that car.
You're so right! So he explains that he bought the car from Cesnick because he needed money to move to California. And so Cesnick is probably out there, and you should go and look for him there. A further examination of Gacy's car also revealed a small cluster of fibers in the trunk, suspected to be human hair.
Ooh, Oh, sorry, that reminded me. I went to go take out my trash the other day, and somebody threw their extensions in the fucking dumpster, and I almost freaked the hell out.
No, that's fair.
Oh my god.
It was like 6 rows of extensions, and I was like,
You're like, that's a murder.
I almost passed out next to the dumpster.
No, that's so fair.
Oh my god.
So fair.
I would be so anxious.
Yeah.
It reminds me, I saw this video, and this cop pulls this lady over, and he's like, there's hair coming out of your trunk. And she's like,
I've seen that.
Yes, I have seen this.
and she's like, what? And then she gets out, and she's like, oh, that's my weave.
Yeah. And he's like, what? And she opens it, it's literally just a wig.
Uh-huh. And then he starts giggling.
And the thing is it was like the rows of extensions,
Yeah.
so it
Ugh.
looked like a whole head, and I was like,
Gross. So that evening, 3 trained search dogs were used to determine whether Robert's scent had been present in Gacy's car at any time. One of the dogs immediately got into the passenger seat and laid down, indicating a death scent.
oh shit. Meaning he died in the car?
Meaning, not that he died in the car. I guess somehow the dog probably got a whiff because they were close to the house and just like associated it.
Yeah.
That just says death scent. Actually, no, you're right. Robert was not buried in the crawl space. He was thrown over the bridge.
Yeah, I was about
he
to
was dead
say
in the car
it
before
should
he
be
got
in the
there.
car,
Yep.
yeah.
So he was killed inside Gacy's house, placed in the car, probably
in the front seat.
yeah, and then
Holy shit.
thrown over the edge.
Oh my god.
So that evening, Gacy invited several detectives to a restaurant for a meal with him.
Did he pay for the meal?
Fuck no. And this became a regular thing because then again on December 18th, he invites them to another restaurant where he discusses business, marriages, and his clowning. Like, he's just trying to be buddy-buddy with the police. And that's when Gacy made a disgusting remark and said, you know, clowns can get away with murder.
You're fucking disgusting.
And this is when he starts getting, like, kind of pissed off about the surveillance because they're not letting up or buying his act in any way.
Yeah.
This is when he
Yet
starts
they're
looking
eating with him.
Yeah. Well, they're playing the game. They're trying to
Oh,
get
yeah,
his
you're
trust
right.
as much as possible.
You're
Yeah.
so right.
So this is when he starts looking kind of disheveled. He starts not shaving, he's looking anxious, he's drinking heavily. And that afternoon, he drives to his lawyer's office and he's prepared a $750,000 civil suit against the police, demanding that they cease the surveillance on the grounds that this is harassment. The same day that he goes to file this civic suit,
They got another search warrant.
better.
No? Oh.
A pharmacy photo receipt is found in Gacy's kitchen that is traced back to 17-year-old Kimberly Byers, which was a colleague of Robert. The reason that this was in the kitchen was because Kimberly had borrowed Robert's jacket that morning and had placed her receipt in his jacket
Holy
before
shit.
giving it back to him.
Oh.
Meaning that jacket had to have been in Gacy's home.
Oh my god.
Like, think about that. If that girl had not taken that receipt and put it in that pocket, she could have put it in her pants. She put it
Yeah.
in the jacket, forgot about it. That is the only reason that he was found.
Dude, that's just plain lucky.
That's butterfly effect, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. If you had done anything else, we might have never found out who Gacy was.
Yep. That's insane.
So because of this, they get a second search warrant. Because now it's like, okay, this was found in his home. Robert had to have been there. We get a full search warrant this time. So the same evening, Rossi is also interviewed a second time. And this time, he's much more cooperative. Whoa. Whoa.
Me
That
too.
wasn't a
I
word.
like how you looked straight at me.
I was like, that wasn't real words. Well, we know what I meant to say. It's fine. I'll leave it in.
Cooperative.
We're far enough in.
I don't think that was right either.
Cooperative.
Cooperative.
Cooperative? That's not a word.
Cooperative.
You know, this is what happens when we record for almost 3 hours at once.
Yeah.
He cooperated. He cooperated
Cooperative.
with
Carabas.
the police.
Carabas.
So this is when he tells detectives that in summer of 1977 at Gacy's house, he spread 10 bags of lime in the crawl space, telling them like, hey, that's used to help speed up decomposition. Maybe something you should know. So on December 19th, investigators began compiling evidence for a second search warrant for Gacy's house. On the same day, Gacy's lawyers are trying to file a civil suit against the police department. So they're both running. Like, either Gacy's about to win this and they have to drop everything, or they have to find something before he does. So the hearing for this suit was scheduled for December 22nd. That afternoon, Gacy invited the surveillance detectives inside his house again. As one of them distracted him, another detective walked into Gacy's bedroom and, unfortunately, unsuccessfully, tried to attempt to write down the serial number on Gacy's TV to try and match it to the one that was stolen from Sezik's.
But he didn't succeed, did he?
No.
Did he get caught?
No, actually. He ended up having to walk away for some reason and ended up using the bathroom, which is how he discovered after flushing the toilet that there was a rancid smell coming from the heating duct that he suspected to be rotting flesh.
Gacy's not going to smell it either because he lives in it.
Well, here's the thing. Whenever the last search warrant was executed, it was cold in the house. So the heat is what brought it through.
Oh.
Damn.
So investigators now interview both Cram and Rossi again on December 20th. And one of them was questioned as to where they believed that Gacy would have concealed Robert's body. And Rossi replied that the body was probably in the crawl space.
Yikes. I'm just imagining them finding the wrong kid.
Yeah.
And then them being like, oh.
That's basically what happened.
There's more to this.
So Rossi agreed to submit to a polygraph test, and he denies any involvement in Robert's disappearance or knowledge of his whereabouts, anything like that. After this, he panics and refuses to continue the questioning. And Robert was so erratic and inconsistent that his polygraph came back also inconsistent. So they can't tell if he's lying or not either. Rossi, however, did further tell them about the trenches, the digging he did underneath the house in the crawl space, and tells them how Gacy insisted that he only dig on the places marked. This is when Cram is also investigated, and he tells the investigators, like, hey, by the way, he tried to rape me in 1976, but, like, I beat his ass, so.
Yeah.
But there was an attempt.
I'm glad he said something.
Yeah.
He also tells them that on one day in December, he also told them that one day he returned home in December, only to see that Gacy had turned pale white and went down to the crawl space to double check that he hadn't dug in the wrong spots.
But then again, you just saying you can only dig in these spots is so fucking suspicious.
Yeah.
At that point, I would get somebody in the background getting a warrant to dig for the rest of the spots.
For real.
But I guess if you already have access to the house, then you have access to everything. And you're just following his order.
At this point, they asked him, like, hey, so you've been down there, right? Like, how big is it? If you had any idea, where do you think someone would be buried? He says, I don't know, but what you need to know is that all these trenches I dug were only 2 feet wide, 6 feet long, and 2 feet deep, which is the size of a grave. So on the night of December 20th, 2 days before his lawsuit would go through, Gacy drives to his lawyer's office to attend a scheduled meeting. Gacy arrives very anxious, disheveled, and immediately asks for an alcoholic beverage, in which he downs 2 full glasses of Seagram's whiskey. After the drinks, the lawyer interviewing him placed a copy of the daily newspaper down and said, you had something new to tell me, that's why you came in, so what's so important? Stop drinking my fucking whiskey.
Yeah.
Gacy picked up the newspaper and pointed to the front page article covering the disappearance of Robert and said, this boy is dead. He's dead, and he's in a river.
It was the correct boy, right?
Which would be the first time Gacy ever admitted to his crimes. Gacy then begins to give a rambling confession that ran for hours into the morning, where he began stating that he had, quote, been the judge, jury, and executioner of many people, and now wanted the same for himself. He stated that he had murdered at least 30 victims, most of whom he had buried in the crawl space, and disposed of 5 other bodies in the river. Gacy dismissed his victims as male prostitutes, hustlers, liars, and adding that sometimes he would find, quote, dead strangled kids with their handcuffs behind their back.
It's fucking gross.
Yep. And he buried their bodies in the crawl space because he, quote, believed they were his property.
Ew.
And as a result of this alcohol, Gacy tells all of this and then just falls asleep midway through the confession.
Oh my god.
It's kind of funny. I'm
So
sorry.
he confessed everything to his lawyer.
Yeah, and the lawyer's sitting there like, huh? So when Gacy falls asleep, he's like, all right, I'm gonna just slip out for a minute. 911, hello? Can I not only have you, but can we arrange a psychiatric appointment immediately?
Please.
Which they do.
I'm in danger.
So several hours later, Gacy wakes up, and the lawyer's like, hey, so like, you confessed to killing 30 people.
Yeah.
And Gacy says, well, I can't think about this right now. I've got things to do. Leaves.
Brother!
Sir.
That is not allowed.
And obviously the lawyer was like, hey, dude, maybe, like, don't. Maybe just, like, chill here, you know, whatever. Gacy doesn't care. He runs out of the building. And later he was like, oh, yeah, no, I definitely knew that I was fucked, and I just wanted my last day of freedom, so I just ran away. He claims that the day was also, quote, very hazy. I think you were just hungover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drunk words or sober thought?
Yep.
He did get drunk and fall asleep after confessing to murder in his lawyer's office.
Mm-hmm.
So after leaving the lawyer's office, Gacy drove to a gas station where he handed a small bag of weed to the attendant, who immediately was like, okay, surveillance officers, you want to take this? And Gacy told the attendant, like, the end is coming for me. These guys are going to kill me. Dude, you killed so many fucking people. We don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like, this is the one time
You deserve to die.
I don't care.
Kill one to save money.
Gacy then drives to the home of a fellow contractor and friend known as Ronald Rode. Gacy hugged him and told Rowe, as he burst into tears, I've been a bad boy. I killed 30 people, give or take a few.
It's not funny, but it is.
It's the bad boy and the give or take.
Bad boy.
Bad boy.
I've killed 30 people, give or take.
Oh my god.
Like, if you're Rhodes, you're just standing there like, huh?
Huh?
He's like, wow, you had too much to drink, buddy.
Yeah, I was like, he
Christ.
probably didn't believe him.
So Gacy then leaves Rhodes' house and drove to Cram's house to meet with Cram and Rossi. Obviously, the surveillance officers are following him, and they're like, hey, dumb bitch, what the fuck? Because he's confessed, but not to them. So they still can't technically arrest him.
You basically have to do everything all over again. Why weren't they recording?
This was in the lawyer's place. So
Right.
even if they are, you have to take that recording, you have to go to a judge, you have to get the warrant in order to arrest him. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. So they're just tailing him until they have the information they need to legally arrest him.
Yeah.
Because they know they have one shot. If they arrest him wrong, it's going to be an OJ situation. He's
Yeah.
going to try and kill
Yeah.
himself. And they know this. Especially with how unstable he's being.
A bad boy. That's
Also, as he's driving down the freeway, he's like holding a rosary to his face. It's like,
I
you
don't
really feel
feel
bad
bad.
now?
I
Bitch.
don't feel bad.
he only feels bad because he got caught.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'll live forever. I never get caught. He get caught.
Well, I guess it's time to resort to God.
So after talking with Cram and Rossi, Cram drove Gacy to a scheduled meeting with the surveillance officers. Cram then informs them that Gacy had told him and Rossi the confession of over 30 murders to him and the lawyers. Gacy then has Cram drive him to Mary Hill Cemetery where his father was buried. So this is literally OJ. Like, he's doing the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Oh my
Except,
god.
I guess Gacy did it first. So as Gacy is being drove around to various random locations, the police are outlining their formal draft for the second search warrant, specifically to look for Robert's body in the crawl space. So police finally get to arrest him on charge of possession due to the fucking weed that he gave to the gas station attendant because it counted as distribution of cannabis.
Oh my god.
So they can hold him in custody until the second search warrant was presented. Because at this time, like we've said, they only know that he's killed this one person. So they're
Yeah.
terrified that if he gets home, he's going to somehow fuck up the body to where they can't do anything.
Yeah.
They don't realize that it's
It's
33.
Little do you know it's 33.
So at 4:30 p.m. on December 21st, the eve of his civil suit for the second warrant, the warrant was granted.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
So they beat him.
Things are looking up.
So after police told Gacy, like, hey dude, we're going in your crawl space and looking for the body, Gacy denied that the teenager was buried down there, but confessed that he did kill him in self-defense, and that there was another body underneath his garage, and that's the only one to be worried about, aka the very first murder where he stabbed that kid, Timothy.
Oh.
They're gonna see that timeline and be like, oh, there's only two, just because this one happened on accident and this one happened on accident. Ugh.
Trying to get them to check this one place where there's only one body, other
Yeah.
than checking.
Yep, that's
where,
exactly.
like the 27. Is.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what he's doing. He's like, hey, go to the place I poured concrete over. Don't look under the crawl space. So armed with their signed search warrant, police and evidence techs arrive at Gacy's home. They find out that Gacy unplugged his sewage pump to flood the crawl space. They have to replace the plug and wait for the water to drain.
Oh Oh my god.
They then enter the 28 by 38 foot crawl space, and the tech crawls to the southwest area and begins digging.
Oh.
Within minutes, he uncovers petrified flesh and a human arm bone.
Holy fuck.
He shouts to the investigators that they can charge Gacy and adds, "I think this place is full of kids," because Robert would not have been Bone.
Yeah.
A police photographer uncovers a patella bone in the northeast corner, and the two of them began digging there and in the southeast corner, uncovering 2 more lower leg bones that do not attach to each other, meaning they have now uncovered 4 bodies.
Oh, that's so scary, because it's dark when they go down there.
Yeah.
They end up finding the skull of a second victim along with some of the bones of one of the first bodies. So it's letting them know that these people are buried on top of each other.
Dude, that's so fucked up.
So after the police are informed that human remains have been found in the crawl space, they now have to face Gacy and charge him with murder. In the early morning hours of December 22nd, the same day his civil suit would have gone through, lawyers and Gacy provide a formal statement in which he confesses to murdering approximately 30 men, of all whom he claims entered his house willingly.
Liar.
Some victims were referred to by name, but Gacy claimed not to know or remember most of their names, which is another reason why I think he had favorites.
Yeah.
Because why did you remember some but not all of them?
Yeah.
He claimed all of them were teenage runaways or male prostitutes, and the majority of whom he buried in the crawl space. Gacy claimed to have dug only 5 of the graves in this location and had his employees dig the remaining trenches, trying to blame it on other people.
What about the ones in his bedroom, under the kitchen?
Oh, they're finding all of them, because the crawl space goes underneath all of it.
Oh!
That's just specifically in the crawl space where those people were.
Oh.
And he flooded the basement, so, all that stuff is just gonna be seeping up.
Yeah. Also, it's gonna be stanky.
Yeah.
He also admitted that the next month he has plans to flood the entire crawl space with concrete. So they got him just in time.
Yeah.
I mean, within
Good.
weeks, that crawl space would have been covered in concrete.
I think the cops, though, they would be able to tell that it's fresh concrete, though.
Well, yeah, but you would have had such a harder time getting those bones
Yeah.
out of there.
Yeah.
Which is what he was trying to do. He knows he's caught. He's trying to prolong it. So when questioned specifically about Robert, Gacy confessed that he came home, strangled him, and threw his body out all on the same night. Apparently, after dumping his body and going to the police station, he was in a minor traffic accident. He slid off ice on the road and had to, be towed free. So literally, the police came to his house and he's like, yeah, just give me some time. Because the body was still in the house.
Oh.
He didn't get to burying it yet.
Nope.
Damn.
Which is probably why the body was in the front seat, because he just, ran out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, accompanied by the police with his lawyers by his side and his older sister,
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
Gacy was driven to the I-55 bridge on December 23rd to pinpoint the precise spot where he had confessed to throwing Robert over and the 4 other victims. Gacy was then taken to his house and asked to mark on the garage floor exactly where the body of Timothy was buried. And to assist officers, Gacy drew a rough diagram of the basement crawl space and where he thought each body was.
Part of me wonders if he even remembered how many he killed.
Oh, he did. 26 bodies were unearthed from the crawl space. 3 others were dug up elsewhere on his property, including the floor and the walls. Everything was dismantled because they didn't know where somebody could be.
Yeah.
And additional evidence included ID cards found throughout the house and gay sex books.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, good for you, but you could have gone without all of this.
Yeah. So Gacy was brought to trial on February 6th of 1980 and charged with all 33 murders.
I'm
Good.
sorry.
Because of the extensive press on this case, and obviously everyone knew what the fuck was going on, they had to get a jury from a different town.
Damn.
Oh.
At the request of the defense counsel, Gacy spent over 300 hours with doctors the year before the trial to determine whether or not he was mentally competent to withstand trial. He underwent a variety of psychological tests to determine whether or not he could stand trial, in which the doctors diagnosed him with multiple personality disorder.
I told you, motherfuckers.
Now, this was 50-50. Some doctors claimed he did, some claimed he didn't.
Yeah,
According
he could have faked it really good.
Well, the thing is, Gacy didn't want that. Gacy claims that he wasn't, but the doctors claimed that he had 4 distinct personalities: a hard-working, civil-minded contractor, the clown act, the politician, and a policeman, which he referred to as Bad Jack.
It's almost like he's an actor. He gave them all these, like, parts.
Yeah.
So when Gacy confessed his crimes to police, he claimed that it was the Bad Jack character, and claims that he's not gay, but Jack is gay.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, what?
So, Gacy's lawyer opts to have Gacy plead not guilty by reason of insanity.
Of course.
So when they performed all 33 autopsies...
Oh, they did autopsies on everyone?
Yes. As well as they could, because most of these are skeletons.
Yeah.
But they still did autopsies. They determined that 13 victims died of asphyxiation, 16 died from ligature strangulation, and 1 from multiple stab wounds. 10 were in undetermined ways.
Damn.
And when Gacy's defense team came to court, they tried to suggest that all 33 were caused by accidental erotic asphyxiation.
All?
Which is highly improbable.
Yeah.
Meaning, you choked him a little too hard, honey.
Mm-hmm.
This is when Ringnall comes in to testify. He takes the stand and throws up all over the courtroom, trying to recall what happened to him, and is excused from the courtroom for any further testimony.
Damn.
Wait, which one was the one that he drowned multiple times?
That's Ringnall.
Oh.
He's the one that was
Okay.
like, I want you to kill me, and he's like, oh, I will, and then he doesn't.
Yeah.
So remember, his was much more recent.
Yeah.
Like, it was within the last year that he had to testify. Meanwhile, Donald Voorhees, which was the 15-year-old that was originally assaulted, and Gacy was convicted of that assault, he attempted to testify, but was asked to step down after shaking profusely on the stand.
Oh.
Damn.
During the 5th week of the trial, Gacy attempted to write a letter privately to the judge, asking for a mistrial, because he, quote, didn't approve of the insanity plea. He claims that he wanted to go on the stand himself and argue, but his defense team wouldn't allow it.
Yeah. I don't blame them.
Yeah.
You're gonna sit there and run your mouth.
So on March 15th, this trial has been going on for a total of 8 weeks. Final arguments begin. The prosecution outlines Gacy's history of abuse, and apparently during this referred to Voorhees and Donnelly as the living dead. Those are victims. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. That rubs me such in the wrong way.
And I hate it because, like, this is the guy that's supposed to be fighting for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also brought to light, which I'll give him this one, this was well worded, that many earthly catastrophes take less lives than Gacy did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then the defense literally goes, forget all that. Plead him not guilty by insanity just so that we can study him. He says, forget about the victims. We're only here for justice.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Excuse you?
The jury ends up deliberating for a little under 2 hours before they find him guilty of all 33 murders.
Mm-hmm.
He was originally found guilty of sexual assault and taking indecent liberties with a child in the case of Robert Price. At the time of his conviction, 33 murders was the most of any one person killing in U.S. history.
Damn.
The jury deliberated for 2 more hours before sentencing Gacy to the death for each and every individual murder.
Good.
Now, this is where this gets funky. His execution date was set for June 2nd of 1980. Remember that. He doesn't get killed for 14 more years,
What the fuck?
even though it was scheduled for the next year. So, inside prison, waiting on death row, is where he began painting all those art pieces that you see all the time. All of his paintings included either clowns, Jesus Christ, the 7 dwarves, skulls, his own home, Elvis Presley, or John Dillinger.
What the fuck?
Oh.
On February 15th of 1983, Henry Brycebun, better known as the I-57 killer, stabbed Gacy in the arm with a sharp metal wire.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
He was like, stop trying to take my cred!
He went,
Damn.
how dare you?
So while Gacy is sitting on death row in prison, he starts reading a bunch of law books and decides to, on his own, file multiple motions and appeals.
What the fuck ever.
And here's why he did this. Whenever you have a motion or appeal filed when you're already on death row, they have to wait until that motion gets denied to kill you.
I hate this guy, but he really is fucking smart.
So he tried to claim that although he had some knowledge of 5 of the murders, 28 of the murders were committed by his employees, who all had keys to his house and would commit these crimes and bury the bodies when he was away on business trips.
What the fuck?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
So it's now mid-1984, 4 years after he was supposed to die. Supreme Court moves his execution date to November 14th. It's a big surprise. It doesn't go through.
Of course not.
He files another appeal against this decision and was denied on March of that year. Then he tries to file a post-conviction petition on the grounds that Gacy didn't like how his lawyers fought for him, and this was also denied on September 11th of 1986. So he just keeps going. Like, he's like, fine, I'll just keep going and denying it so that I don't die. Gacy appealed the 1985 decision that he be executed, and the Supreme Court withheld his conviction on September 29th of 1988, setting another execution date for January 11th of 1989.
He trying everything.
After this, the U.S. Supreme Court denied Gacy's final appeal on October of 1993, 5 years later.
Oh, shit. That's a lot more recent than I thought it would be.
And the court finally set his execution date for May 10th of 1994, which would be his actual execution date.
How did they do it? Was it poison?
Lethal injection.
Yeah.
But
which is like,
his lethal injection got fucked up.
Oh, that's good. I feel like people who murder people and they get sentenced to death should die in the way they killed the person.
I agree. So that afternoon, he was allowed a private picnic on prison grounds with his family. Would you like to know what his last meal was?
Fried chicken.
McDonald's at the
Am I right?
Stop.
Heck yeah!
He wanted a bucket of KFC fried chicken. A bucket. A dozen fried shrimp.
I've heard this.
Strawberries. Like a pound of strawberries.
Oh my God.
And a Diet Coke. You gotta end it light.
Oh my God.
He said, give me the diet.
Figure.
The night he was scheduled to be executed, a crowd estimated of over 1,000 people gathered outside the correctional center.
Damn.
Now, obviously, they can't be in there, but they are so loud outside that from inside the building you can hear them. Now, there was about, I'd say, 100 people that were there to be like, no, we shouldn't have the death penalty, whatever. The rest of the people, they're literally wearing t-shirts that say no tears for the clown.
Nah, I say let it die. Let it die, let it die. Let it shrivel up and... Come on, who's with me, huh?
I love it!
That sounds like a really good band name, though.
Oh, you so right.
No Tears for the Clown.
So at 12:40 a.m., they start the lethal injection. So if you don't know how lethal injection works, there's 3 different stages to it. You get injected 3 times. The first injection puts you to sleep. The second injection, I think, numbs your body or something. And then the third one is what stops your heart and you die.
Yeah.
The first injection solidifies unexpectedly inside the IV and clogs the tube, making the procedure, which only should have taken a total of 3 minutes, take 18.
Damn.
Oh.
Because of how long this took, Gacy was actually the turning point for them starting to looking into other methods to make the process go faster. But someone did make a really well thought out comment of he got it so much easier than most of his victims. Gacy's last words. Now, this has several sources. So some people say that absolutely nothing was said. Some people say they heard him say some stuff. But my personal favorite is somebody claims that the last words he ever said were to an officer. And he looked at him and said, "Kiss my ass."
I love that.
I hope that's the one.
Do you think he smelled like fried chicken?
Yeah, definitely.
Most definitely.
Is that why he added the strawberries? He was like, give him a little scent.
Freshen up.
He's like, fried shrimp and KFC. Let me add something nice in there for them.
The strawberries after that whole meal is crazy.
He said dessert.
Yeah.
I'd like to think he got that much just so that it would take longer.
For real. I mean, he was a big dude.
Yeah.
So his death was stamped at 12:58 a.m. on May 10th of 1994. After his execution, his body was cremated, other than his brain. His brain was removed and given to a lady named Helen Morrison. She was a witness for the defense trial.
Whoa.
A what?
She had also interviewed Gacy and several other serial killers, and claims that she wanted this brain to study it. It is unknown where this brain currently is.
They lost the motherfucker?
I'd like to think she beat it up and burned it.
His cremated remains are also unknown. They have no clue where they are, who has it, if they were spread somewhere, no clue. Only 28 out of the 33 victims have been identified to this day. The youngest was Samuel Stapleton and Michael Morano, who were both 14 years old. Now, as I said before, there was 5 unidentified victims, and we didn't really get to go into their stories, so I did what I could researching to find at least a little bit about them.
Yeah.
All of the bodies underneath the crawl space were numbered. They were numbered in the order they were found, rather than the order they were murdered in.
Yeah.
Oh.
This full list exists on Wikipedia with all of the victims' names, when they were found, the dates they were murdered, all of that. So these bodies are only underneath body number 10 or body 23, since we don't have a name. So body number 10 was buried beneath the entrance to Gacy's home, estimated to have been between the age of 17 and 21 years old and between 5'7" and 5'11". Body number 14 was found beneath the spare bedroom and was estimated to be between 17 and 22. He was either 5'9" or 6'2". Body 26 was estimated to be 23 to 30 years old and only 5'4". He was found in the middle of the crawl space. Body 21 was a 15 to 24-year-old who was 5'10", found underneath the kitchen. Body 28 was found wrapped in plastic bags and buried underneath the patio of the backyard. It is thought that this was probably the second ever victim.
Oh.
Damn.
He was only 14 to 18 years old and 5'9". There is also a possibility that there are more victims in the river than Gacy ever admitted to, because when police asked if there were more, Gacy responded with, "That's for you guys to find out." An example of this is that on May 23rd of 1978, a 25-year-old named Charles Antonio was found drowned in the same river. He had been missing since May 13th and was an employee of Gacy's. When he disappeared, multiple of the workers remembered Gacy having conflicts with him for failing to show up to work, and told everyone that he had drowned one day. There was no evidence to prove that Gacy killed him or anything to attach him, and authorities were just told that he had fallen from a bridge and that's how he died.
Damn.
He did it. He definitely did it.
Yeah. It's also strongly believed that Gacy could have had several other killings buried behind an apartment building in Chicago. For several years in the early 70s, Gacy was a caretaker for this building. And in 1975, a police officer living in that area noticed Gacy holding a shovel in the early morning hours on multiple occasions in that area.
Oh.
And when asking Gacy about it, he said that he was doing work that he was too busy to do during the day. Other residents had also seen Gacy digging trenches on the property in the early to mid 70s.
Damn.
And during this time is when he would have been married to Carol Hoff and had 2 stepdaughters, meaning he wouldn't have had access to his house like he did later.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, this could have been the first spot, and then they divorced, and he said, well, I'll just do it right here.
There's no one else around.
So in March of 2012, a Cook County sheriff officials did submit a request to excavate the grounds of the property, but because of lack of probable cause, this was denied. However, the sheriff's office did note that in 1998, they did a radar survey of the property, and there was 14 suggested areas of interest where human remains could possibly be found.
And that still wasn't enough grounds for them to search?
Nope.
That's fucking ridiculous.
I think that they dug in 1 to 2 of those spots and found nothing, so they just had to stop.
It's not like you can pull out like a metal detector.
So,
Yeah.
we're going to end this episode by talking about if Gacy did have an accomplice, who would it have been? So, first thing, when he was arrested initially, he told the investigators that he did not act alone in several of these murders. So, he admitted it himself.
But he never said who the other one was.
Exactly. Well, and when they asked him, like, well, were these people indirectly or directly there in the deaths and the burial of the bodies? He claimed it was directly. He later claimed that Graham and Rossi were involved in the murders. So it would have been Graham. Graham dressed up with him, and Rossi was the one that lived with him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, there's no overwhelming evidence that Gacy worked with an accomplice. This is all through speculation and hearing, which is why no one else was ever convicted. But in the 1980s, Gacy himself informed FBI that 2 or 3 of his employees had assisted him in the murders. Jeffrey Ringnall, who assaulted and tortured by Gacy in 1978, admitted that at one point during the assault he does remember a young, brown-haired man watching the abuse, and as he walked away saw a light come on in the house in a completely different area from Gacy.
Oh.
I think it was Rossi. He was the one that, like, did the final call.
I do
like,
too.
Hey, come get him. I think
Gacy
he
was afraid.
Pissed him off or something, or he was afraid of what he was going to do to him. I think it was Rossi.
Yeah,
like,
I absolutely do.
He probably betrayed him in some way.
Because think about it. First, he tried to rape Rossi, and he was like, fuck no, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. But he was still living there. Mm-hmm. So even if he wasn't technically an accomplice,
I think he
was aware. He was aware. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Also, 3 days before Gacy was arrested, the officers followed him into a bar where he met with 2 of his employees, one of them being Rossi, the other one being Ed Hefner. So, Gacy walked the 2 of these men out of the earshot of the officers before returning to his table. So he told both of these young men, hey, you better not let me down, you fucking owe it to me.
I don't owe you shit.
The officers also heard snippets of the conversations between the 2 men, and remembered specifically hearing, and what, buried like the other 5?
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Also, during interviews from death row, Gacy claimed at the time of his arrest 3 other employees were considered suspects for the murders, but never fully looked into. All of these employees would have had keys to his house.
Which is another thing, by the way.
Like why?
Who has keys to their boss's house?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Unless it's something like your maid or something like that. There's no reason you should be inside his house.
Yeah, part of me thinks it might be like
I think
some
it was him.
Sick and twisted like relationship.
I think it was him covering his ass. Like, well, if all these people have keys, who's to say that they couldn't go there?
Yeah.
And it might have been in a way of like, oh, I keep all of the construction stuff here. So if you're missing something, just swing by my house and grab it.
I hate that.
So in addition to Cram and Rossi, Gacy also named a former employee named Philip Penske. Philip, at a young age, was arrested for holding child pornography. He worked very closely with another convicted sex offender and pedophile named John David Norman, who was convicted between 1960 and 1998 on child molestation and child pornography. He was also a close acquaintance of Cram.
Oh, Michael Rossi, he had brown hair.
Whoop, whoop.
But part of me is like, what if it could have been like some sick, twisted relationship? Mm-hmm. Or like they both got off on it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, so Norman also in prison because he had a nationwide sex trafficking ring for young boys.
Damn.
With at least 2 of these victims believed to have been murdered by Gacy.
Oh.
Jeez.
These 2 victims would have been Kenneth Parker and Michael Morano, which were the 2, 14-year-old kids. This leads investigators to believe that Gacy could have been connected to the sex trafficking ring.
He probably was.
He also claims that he was not in Chicago when 16 of the identified victims had disappeared. And in 2012, Chicago lawyers definitively saw through travel records that he was in another state at the time of their abductions.
Oh.
So in April of 1979, Gacy's home, while he was still on trial, was demolished, and nothing stands there now.
Good.
And that is the story of John Wayne Gacy.
Fuck you, John Wayne Gacy.
Fuck you, John Wayne
hate
Gacy.
You.
Holy shit,
and I
guys.
hate whoever worked with you too.
Mm-hmm.
This officially goes on record for the longest episode we have ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is longer than OJ.
Mm-hmm.
Before this is edited, we are at 3 hours and 48 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
So 4 hours.
Yeah, with the outro, 4 hours.
Yeah.
Diggity dang.
If you guys ever thought we weren't passionate about this and didn't love you, we sat here for almost 4 hours straight talking about murder.
We didn't even stand up, bro.
We haven't eaten. We're still planning on getting Mexican food.
Yeah, we ate a muffin.
We ate a muffin.
ate a
11
muffin.
o'clock this morning. It's now 3:30.
I definitely believe that he was part of that child sex trafficking ring.
Yeah.
And
100%.
kept trying to get other people to go down with him, but nobody would.
Yeah, because they were more careful.
But also, going back to what I said before, he wouldn't fit in the crawl space.
Yeah.
He had to have a fucking accomplice.
Yeah.
And I think it was Rossi.
Same.
I do too.
I think it was multiple people, but I think Rossi was the main
The
one.
main one, because he lived in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And it everything just lines up.
Yeah.
I wonder if he had an accomplice before and then killed them.
And then had Rossi, and he was like, hey, this is what's going to happen if you betray me.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
So, we talked about a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
And I want to bring light to the victims as much as we can. So, we are going to name each individual victim in the description of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So be prepared for that. Also, fuck John Wayne Gacy. I'm not posting any photos of him. I'm only posting photos of the 33 victims on Instagram.
Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen enough of John Wayne Gacy, and I hate that when you look up his case, you
It's
only see
just
him.
his photo.
You see none of the victims.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't even, like, see anything about the crawl space. You see
Nope.
his photos, his clown photos, his clown outfits.
His paintings. That's it.
Yep.
So how do you guys feel?
I feel wronged. I feel disgusting. I need a shower.
I felt that.
Yeah, I feel icky.
Yeah.
Nauseous.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Fuck this guy.
Yeah. This wasn't a very funny one, guys.
No.
I feel void.
Yeah.
I feel void.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It just sucks that it's such an interesting case. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's so many components to it.
Yeah. Also, we gotta stop covering things with kids.
I'm
Right.
sorry, guys.
Literally almost every episode.
Even when
Last
you were
week, was it?
like, even when you were like, oh no, there's no kids, and then there was a kid, I looked at you and I was like,
I'm sorry.
Oh, we were both like, you literally
You
lied
literally
straight to
lied.
us to quit.
So, guys, leave us requests that don't involve children.
for our sanity.
Because there's
Yeah.
still a lot on the list that involve kids.
I know.
Like, someone wants us to cover the 411, like all the kids that have gone
Oh,
missing in the
I do
National
wanna cover
Forest.
that.
Okay, so that's okay to have kids.
Hey! But it's not murder.
They're still dead!
Well, yeah, it's different. It's different.
Is it?
Is it though?
It's not. It's
Well,
not.
I guess-
Hey, most of the ones we've covered are like kids involved with sex abuse.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I know that this was like a long haul, so if it took you the entire week to listen to this and
I
now
don't
you're
blame
waiting for the next episode, we totally get it. This was a really fucking long episode.
Yeah.
Which is why we put it in 2 parts. We ain't trying to upload a 4-hour ep.
Fuck that.
Yeah, that's the intent.
I would not even watch that.
I can't even listen to
So sorry.
audiobooks because they're too long.
I know.
But I remember when I was researching this, I saw a YouTube video that was 3 hours long, and I was like, how is there 3 hours of information? And look at us now.
Yeah.
It's been 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I was also the type of kid, like, if I was in class and I had 30 minutes left in that class, I divided it by, like, 15 minutes. 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And by then, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, there's, like, 4 or 5 minutes.
How do you think I get through work?
Yeah, I do the same shit now.
Yeah.
I just don't pay attention.
I try to not to, but sometimes the clock is like right there and
Yeah.
you can't not pay
Yeah.
attention. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This was a very long sleepover. With all of that being said, I'm Audie,
I'm Danny.
I'm Elise.
and this has been Breakfast with Bib Bop. Forgot.
Forgot about it, didn't you?
So sorry.
We're supposed to do the metal version.
Breakfast with Bibbos!
Lovely.
On June 3rd, Gacy killed 17-year-old Markle. Not Markle.
Markle.
Stop fighting!
Here he come.
Oh, Lord, he coming.
Oh, law, he coming. 20-year-old John.
John.
I think it's Prestige, but that's just a weird last name. Anyway.
Love.
The way I was like,
You were like, John?
I'm buffering.
POV, we end the episode with Screamo. This has been Breakfast with
I'm down.
Heck yeah. Let's go.
Bowman's. Why can't I fucking talk right now?
Bowman.
Bowman.
Bowen. I'm gonna kill myself. Lieutenant Joseph.
Lieutenant Dan. I'm sorry.
So Gacy then drives home.
You sound like a fish.
Ba-ba-boo.
I work at the McDonald's in the Pentagon.
Okay. Attempted to. Oh my god!
Dougie.
This beat is my recital.
Casey's Hughes. Casey. Like 18 Prince Alberts.
I hope
Going back to the Prince Albert.
listen, we're like 15 episodes from that, okay? It's not even a callback at this point.
I hope they can't pee without pain.
The Firth and... I
was trying to type in Gacy and all I typed in was gay.
Yay! You can hear that.
It's fine. It's fine.